of One Woman, and I'm here with the amazing Dr. Teri Rouse. How are you today, Dr. Teri?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me, Charla. I'm so excited.
Yes, and I'm so excited because you're offering a webinar through our One Woman Empowerment Academy and a topic that we haven't had covered yet. So I'm super excited to have you offering this to all the ladies. And the topic or the title of the workshop or the webinar is called Chaos to Calm, Powerful, Positive Techniques to Transform Your Child's Behavior. So really great for our moms out there and for our parents, that even if parents want to join in and watch the webinar. So tell me a little bit about your background, Dr. Teri, and how you got into this work, working with families and working with children.
Sure. So I'm an educator by trade. I've been in education for 30 plus years. I've taught elementary school all the way through higher ed. But what really motivated me, in fact, I'm still teaching in higher ed. I teach teachers how to teach. So, but what really motivated me was when my husband, Dr. Fred, and I got married. He brought a son and I brought a daughter. So we had our own little Brady Bunch. But unfortunately, Matthew had some crazy, challenging behaviors. And 3 months, I'm not going to go into the whole long thing, but 3 months before he graduated from high school, he dropped out. And he's a genius, truly. Unfortunately, we tried what we thought everything. We looked for help everywhere, and the traditional places, doctors, parenting groups that were non-existent, really. There was a lot of help for the younger children, but not so much for older children. And we felt like we failed him terribly as parents. And, kids don't come with a handbook.
No.
So I made it my mission to really, after seeing experiencing what we did with Matthew, but also seeing the children that were in my special education classes who were considered unteachable by many people, I made it my mission to find a way to help parents help their children be the best that they can be in every way possible, socially, emotionally, academically, but not only help their children be the best that they could be, have the family live the life that they so desire and they so want, because it's not just an issue with one child, it's an issue for the entire family. I have a background in special ed. As I said, I've been teaching for a zillion years. I am an autism specialist, behavior analyst, behavior specialist. So I have a variety of different perspectives on behavior coming at me. And it's taken me a really long time to create what I call my mega toolkit of things to not only did they help me as a teacher, but they're things that can be implemented easily for parents, and they're non-invasive and they're not intrusive. They can just be part of the day, which is what the way it should be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what people are looking for, is to be able to have those tools and techniques that they can apply, and knowing that every situation is individual and unique.
Correct.
And I'm sure you've seen that over the 30 years. There's so many different behavioral issues that could come from, medical diagnosis, that could come from, age group, and, you hit hormones at a certain age and everything starts changing, and kids can become very different. And like you said, if a situation happens in a family, maybe it is a divorce or a separation,
Right.
all of a sudden you see behavioral issues in children. I'm sure you've definitely seen it all over the 30 years, but just learning that there is a way to be able to help parents and to help families and to help the children, that they're the most important piece of that puzzle, to have the tools and techniques to be able to thrive in every situation.
Yep, absolutely. And really, as I said, the parents are the experts for their children. I can provide support, I can provide tools. I can't implement it for you.
Mm-hmm.
But, sometimes it's hearing it from someone else. You kind of go, okay, I can try that. That makes sense. Because I know that was the way for us as well. It was hard. We couldn't find anybody that would be supportive of us. I mean, and it was, there are things, the typical things like therapies and medications, which I'm not saying, I'm not against any of those things in any way, shape, or form, but is there another way? Could there be another way? So that's ultimately the goal.
Yeah. And I think that as parents, you can often feel like you're at the end of your rope. You might feel
Mm-hmm.
like, we only know what we know. So
That's right.
sometimes it's like, you have this, cyclical or pattern as to how you deal with things, and you just keep getting those, the same results, or it's not getting better, and often it can be getting worse. And sometimes it's just having that outside perspective on things, and also, different tools and techniques that maybe you haven't thought of trying, that
Mm-hmm.
what is it going to hurt to try to implement them and see, is this making the situation at least better?
Mm-hmm. And sometimes there's a pattern that you don't recognize. There's a trigger that can easily be modified so
Mm-hmm.
that it's not triggering a behavior and it's not triggering a response from an adult. So, and that's why it's complementary. It's not just children or parents, it's family. So
Awesome. So this is a 2-hour webinar. When people sign up, what can they expect to gain from attending this, and to learn from the 2 hours with you?
cool. So there are going to be quite a few things I'm going to throw out there, but I'm actually prepared and want to make sure that people who attend walk away with 3 things, 3 tips that they can implement right then and there. And that's just a small piece of this big puzzle, but really walking away with the 3 tips to, giving kids control, understanding consequences, and creating a schedule that is not quite so rigid but is flexible, and why all of those 3 things are important and how they all fit together. So that's the first thing that they're going to walk away with. And then I'm also going to include some more of the details of other things that can be helpful in what I call the 3 pillars of, getting through this. And one of them is visualization, the other is strategizing, and the other is harmonizing, and how all of those 3 things go together. So there's going to be a lot of material. But I do believe that when people leave the webinar, they will have something to at least get themselves started, and a place to go if they need more or want more.
Absolutely. So bring your paper and your pen, because Dr. Teri is going to give you lots of information, lots of tools and techniques that you can apply right away. And knowing that, she's worked with so many different families and children over the years, that, whatever your family situation is, whatever the challenges are that you're facing, knowing that, she's definitely the woman to be able to help you gain some clarity on, how you can maybe handle the situation and step forward into something that you can feel really good about. And because everybody wants that, and everybody deserves that, to have that, that family unit that, feels good every single day. And I know that's definitely your passion, Dr. Teri, is to help.
Sure is.
Yes. So the webinar is coming up on Saturday, August the 22nd. It's from 1 till 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have still some spaces available, so if you want to sign up, you can do so. I'm going to post the link below so that you can sign up and join Dr. Teri on that day. And yeah, we'll put all the details below so you can sign up and you can read all about it and claim your space. Any final messages or message that you want to leave our viewers with, Dr. Teri, when it comes to parenting, when it comes to taking the course, or anything you want to leave everyone with today?
Sure. There's one thing that I want every parent to know is that I know that you want the absolute best for your children. And I want you to know that you and your families are worthy of peace, harmony, contentment, calmness. And I don't want you to forget that, because in the meltdown of what's going on in many households right now, that is forgotten. And I don't want you to forget that you are worthy of what your hearts desire. And I hope to help you find that.
Awesome. Perfect way to end and leave everybody with that positive note. So definitely click on the link, get your space. And Dr. Teri, I'll see you on Saturday, August the 22nd. And be sure to keep watching. We'll have more great interviews and things coming up at One Woman. Thanks everyone for joining us today. And from Dr. Teri and I, bye-bye.